Edgar Lopez, 13 years old when his diabetes took a fatal turn. Prosecutors say he did not have to die. That defendant, Timothy Morrow, whose business was selling herbal products, had practically brainwashed Edgar's mother, urging her to use herbs, stop the insulin.
This is what is going to kill him. He needs to stop insulin now.
The defense position blamed Edgar's mom, who had already experimented with herbs to replace insulin before she met Morrow. That the 84-year-old herbalist never claimed to be a doctor or have medical credentials.
13-year-old Edgar Lopez weighed only 68 pounds when he passed away in August of 2014. For 2 days, his health had been rapidly declining and went from being unable to swallow meals to having trouble breathing. As Edgar was slowly fading away in front of his parents' eyes, they had hesitated to call 911 because they were informed that the insulin their son was prescribed to treat his type 1 diabetes was poison. Timothy Morrow, a herbalist from Torrance, California, instructed Edgar's parents to put lavender oil on Edgar's spine and provided them with herbal medicine that he claimed would permanently cure Lopez. During the trial, the father said through an interpreter, "He told us that if we took the child to the hospital, he would get killed there." Instead, Lopez went into cardiac arrest and passed away the following day. The medical examiner of Los Angeles concluded that he could have survived if he had only received proper medical care. So Morrow described himself as a master herbalist on his website, Common Sense Herbs. He had also stated that he was diagnosed with prostate cancer at the age of 48, but cured himself by taking herbs and changing his diet. He sold a variety of dietary supplements, laxatives, and protein powders. He recommended a product that he sold and reportedly told Lopez's mother that it was God's insulin, quote unquote, and claimed to improve blood sugar levels. And we all know that when it comes to dietary supplements, these products always have the disclaimer that they have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration and that they are also not intended to treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And so during the trial, Morrow's attorney attempted to use that very same disclaimer warning as proof that his client was not to blame for Lopez's death and that the responsibility laid with the boy's family. Morrow's attorney also argued that Lopez's mother had been interested in treating her son with herbal medicine before she had even met Morrow, and also pointed out that she had testified that she had frequently relied on traditional remedies while growing up in Mexico. In his closing statement, Morrow's attorney said, quote, "Nobody held a gun on Edgar's mom. Nobody stole insulin from that house, so Edgar's mom couldn't use it. Edgar's mom wanted to do what Edgar's mom wanted to do," end quote. However, Edgar's father had argued that the family had been, quote unquote, brainwashed by Morrow, who had told them that the American healthcare system benefited from making sure that people stayed sick. Lopez's mother, Maria, testified through an interpreter that the herbalist had seemed like a god to her and that she had attended numerous of his herbal medicine seminars and had been so impressed that she agreed to recruit new clients for him, receiving a total of $750 in commission. Maria stated that she had doubts in the beginning but kept going to the classes. Maria further went on to explain that her son's diabetic symptoms had temporarily disappeared, only to reappear 2 months before his death. The family pediatrician had cautioned the parents that that might happen, but they decided to seek Morrow's counsel instead of administering the insulin shots that had been prescribed for their son. Morrow reassured the family that everything was fine and there was no need to listen to the physicians, and that their son was going through a healing crisis that would cure his diabetes for good. Instead, the condition of the 7th grader deteriorated. Edgar's father had also testified that Morrow had visited the family's home 3 times in the 2 days preceding the child's death, telling them that the child needed herbs and reflexology, which is a type of massage method that includes applying pressure to the feet to expel the poisons in the body. When the 13-year-old appeared to have stopped breathing, Morrow allegedly advised that they open the windows so that fresh air and light could enter the home. Edgar's older brother also testified and recounted being informed that his younger brother's difficulty breathing and inability to move were only symptoms of a healing crisis that was in progress. He told the jury that when he searched online, he discovered similar instructions from other herbalists. However, Edgar stopped responding and his respiration became very shallow. The family called Morrow once again, in which he eventually advised them to call 911. The next day, Edgar died at the hospital. Now, Morrow didn't testify during the trial, but prosecutors played a video showing that while under questioning by police, he denied that he had told Edgar's mom not to give her son insulin. During questioning, Morrow had stated that he had no idea why Edgar had died. He said, adding, quote, "They said he had a heart attack. He wasn't having a heart attack when I saw him," end quote. Morrow was found guilty of practicing medicine without a license and pleaded no contest to the charge of child abuse. For the 2 misdemeanors, he was sentenced to a total of 4 months in jail and was required to serve 48 months of probation. As part of his sentence, Morrow, who was 84 at the time, was warned that he could be charged with murder if his practice led to the death of another person in the future. He had also been ordered to cover the cost of Lopez's funeral and pay a fine of $5,000. And lastly, he had also been ordered to remove YouTube videos from his channel where he advocated for the use of herbs in lieu of seeking medical treatment and take down any similar statements from his website. Lopez's parents were not faced with charges in connection with their son's death. And this brings us to the end of today's video. Please feel free to leave your thoughts and comments below. Do you think that Mr. Morrow should have gotten more time, or do you think that the parents should have also been charged for child negligence for not administering the child's insulin shots? Whatever your thoughts, please leave it below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.